Hey guys, so today I'm going to teach you how to zoom in and zoom out on Premiere Pro. Let's check it out. So I'm going to show you how to do this by using one of my clips from the gym. So what I'll do is drag this over to my timeline. I'm going to keep the existing settings. Don't want to use the audio, so I'll unlink and delete the audio. And what I want to do is find the point where I want to zoom in. So as you can see, I'm sitting down and then I start to reach for the handle. And this is the point where I want to zoom in. But first, let me go ahead and delete this beginning. And find that point again. That's where I want to zoom in. So what I'm going to do is go to my effects tab and grab transform and put that on top of my clip. I'm going to want to add a position keyframe and a scale keyframe and move forward in my time to where I grab the handle, which is right about here, and I'm going to add another keyframe and adjust the look that I want, which is a zoom in effect, and I'm going to move this over to where you can see my hands. So if I play this back, here's what it'll look like. Boom. A little bit staticky, but here's how we make this a little bit smoother. We're going to highlight the keyframes and then select ease in and ease out. Once you do that, you want to open the drop down to look at the velocity, and what you'll notice is that it will have this type of look to it, and this is what it looks like when you play back your clip. A lot smoother, but we need this to be more natural and more lifelike. So in order to create that type of effect, you want to grab the point on the position and scale velocity tool and drag this to the left. This will give it a little bit more speed. And once you do that, you want to keep this as straight as possible. You could always click the plus sign to zoom in a little bit and the subtract sign to zoom out if you want to look at how straight this line is. But if you play this back, here's what it'll look like. Boom. Now you could always adjust this to your liking, but for now this is pretty decent. But I feel like there's something missing, and what's missing in my opinion is that natural motion blur. So to create a motion blur, you would scroll down on your transform effect and uncheck the composition shutter angle. And you want to increase this by 180. But when you increase that by 180, you'll notice that it changes the positioning of your clip. What you'll do from here is just adjust the clip to where you want it to zoom into, and voila, this is the first step of the smooth zoom in transition. But now it's time to zoom out. From here, I'm going to get to the point on where I notice that I'm going to row the weight backwards, which is right about here. So I'm going to create another keyframe and move forward in my timeline to where the weight is actually all the way back and my muscle is contracted. And I'm going to add another keyframe at this point and revert this back to the original position and scale. But as you can see, the keyframes are not eased in and eased out, so that's what we're going to want to do next. Ease in. You might not have to ease out because it's already there, but there it is. Play it back a little bit smoother, but can you guess what's missing? The speed. So to help out with that, to give it that natural zoom in and zoom out effect, here is what you'll do. You're going to want to grab the point on the velocity tool and push it to the left again. And like I said before, you got to do the same thing to the scale position. drag it to the left. And like I said, you want to keep this as straight as possible. And to help out with this, you can always move this cursor here, click the scale, and you can see that it's lined up. You want to do the same thing here. Move this cursor to this velocity point on the position, click the scale, and drag it over so it matches it. Keep it as straight as possible. You could zoom in to double check. And this should be fine. Let's see what this looks like. So as you can see, it's a little bit delayed. So what I'm gonna do here is drag my keyframes to the left to make this a little bit more smoother. Play this back, and voila. That is how you do a smooth zoom in and zoom out effect in Premiere Pro.